Welcome back, everyone, to Black and White Life Coaching. I'm Brad Richard, and happy 4th of July weekend. Today is Sunday, and it is time for another video. The video title today is very applicable to the Independence Day weekend that started on Friday. And the title of today's video is Independent versus Codependent. So today I want to talk about independence and codependency. And so let's get started with this. I want to encourage you to check out the Black and White Life Coaching playlist. It'll appear at the end of the video in the upper right-hand corner of this video. So check that out at the very end. You can click on that for all of the videos in the channel. Also, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of future videos. So let's get started with today's video, independence versus codependence. What is it? What's the difference between the two? What is it? And how can we use this information to keep us on the right track with our goals and our dreams? I can let you know that I have experienced both independence and codependency in my life. And I want to start off today by sharing a story with you about codependency. I am 61 years old, and for the first 50 years of my life, 50 years, I was 100% codependent on my mother and my father, on my friends, my siblings, and also I was very codependent on my first two wives. I am on my third marriage, and the first two marriages were marriages of severe codependency. So just to kind of give you a backstory on my take or my understanding of codependency. And I hope that you can really relate to what I went through being codependent, and maybe relate to parts of it, maybe for yourself, or maybe see yourself in similar circumstances, and the advantages and the need to say goodbye to a life of codependency and move into a life of independency, or being independent. Okay, I come from a family of 10 children. I am the baby of 10, and grew up pretty broke. There was a lot of financial issues, obviously, and in a household with that many children, there is not a lot of room to express or to build on your independence and to be an independent spirit, an independent person. And there was a lot of codependency within my household. And I grew up looking for other people to make my decisions. I looked for other people to validate who I was, to support and validate my goals and my dreams as little Brad was beginning to grow up and get into the world. Okay, so my codependence was very much linked to my surroundings, to my environment, and to my parents, my siblings. And when I eventually did leave home and went out on my own in the military, my codependency continued on in the military, and it also continued on through two marriages that did fail. And codependency for me is giving away 100% of yourself to other people, letting them decide what you should do or shouldn't do, letting them decide on what's the best thing for you, what dreams and goals you should have, and what goals and dreams you should not have, and turning over the responsibility of being a adult, being a productive human being, and turning over all of those decisions to other people. I did that with my parents. I listened to my siblings, and what they told me I should be doing is what I decided to do. And, well, they decided for me. I never really made any decisions. And that also, carried on into my early adulthood as far as being in the military. I was in the Army for 7 years. Like my two other brothers, I had two brothers that were in the military, and I was the third. The baby also went into the Army. And so that led into my first marriage, and subsequently my second marriage after that. So how does that really emphasize codependency? Well, when it came to my marriages, my codependency went to the extent of letting my wives decide everything, asking them what I should do or what I shouldn't do, asking them to validate who I was as a person. And I let them basically run the show and run my life. Did not make any decisions for myself, did not behave as an adult man, did not behave as a husband. I behaved as a child in both of those marriages, being 100% codependent on both of those wives. Now, at the end of that second relationship, marriage of 22 years, I walked away from that 22-year marriage and made a personal transformation into a life of being independent and taking control and making all of my decisions for me, and basically only considered my opinion and what I thought was best for me and for little Brad. Okay, that's where little Brad came in. Little Brad came in swinging and cussing and fighting at the end of that 22-year marriage. And that is when I took control and decided to be an independent adult male that was going to take care of my little guy. And moving forward, I was going to become my only decision maker in my life. And I transitioned to a very independent person. Now, why do I share that story with you? There's so much more to it. A lot of it I put in a book. So, you can check that out if you want to. And that book title is Man at 50, because it really took a lot of faith in myself, and I took a leap of faith in myself, and it took a lot of energy and emotions to make that decision to walk away from a codependent life and enter into an independent life where I knew going forward that all my decisions I would be held accountable for, I would be held responsible for, and if my decisions turned out well, I could take the credit. If my decisions turned out badly, I was responsible for those bad decisions. But nevertheless, I made those decisions, and I settled in and waited for the results to be announced or to show up, okay? And in doing so, I discovered that being independent is just that. Being an independent thinker and being an independent person with thoughts and decisions and ideas and goals and dreams is, and goals and dreams for a codependent person is extremely, extremely difficult. If you, like me, were or you still are a codependent type personality and you are very codependent on other people, our goals or your goals and dreams, you're setting yourself up for struggle, and those goals and dreams are going to be much more difficult to achieve if you stay in the mindset of a codependent human being. My goals and dreams were never, ever reached in those 50 years of codependency. It took me becoming an independent thinker and an independent person to reach many of the goals and dreams that I have accomplished to this point, from writing books to coaching other people to speaking on stage and to being here with you today on YouTube and on the podcast. And those were all goals and dreams that I had, but they could not come to fruition. They couldn't come true until I took an independent stance in my life and made decisions to make those things happen. Because like they say, no one is going to decide for you what you truly want to do. That's your stuff. That's your game, and it comes down to your decisions and your actions and your independent thought. So I want to ask you, as I start to get towards the end of the video, I want to ask you, are you living a life of codependency? Are you requiring other people to direct your life, answer questions for you, make decisions for you? Are you letting someone direct your path, direct your goals and dreams, direct your life and the future? Or are you in a situation where you have made the switch and you have become an independent thinker? If you have become independent and you have decided that you are going to be in charge of your life and no one else, and you are going to be independent in your dreams and goals, and in your career, in your life, in your relationship, and in your commitment to taking care of your little guy or little gal, if you have become independent, I commend you, I honor you, I cheer you on, and I congratulate you for making that huge leap, because I've done it myself and I know it's very difficult to do. And so when we ask the question or the statement, independent versus codependent, codependency will keep you stuck, will keep you in a perpetual state of wanting, needing, and disappointment. Independence will set out a course of actions where some may work, some may fail, but you learn from those failures and you learn from your independent decisions. Some that work out well, you can pat yourself on the back and you can congratulate yourself because that was a good decision. The decisions that we make as independent thinking people that do not work, that do not work out, that is a sign for us to reassess, reset, and ask why they didn't work, and ask how we can change, modify, or rearrange things to make that decision more productive and more positive. That's what an independent person does. And just like the independence of our country on July 4th, we as a country, we achieved independence from Great Britain, from Europe, and when we as a country reached our independence, guess what? As a country, we were allowed to make our own decisions. Some were good, some were bad. Some of our history is very awesome. Some of our history is very bleak and not so good. But we are an independent country, and we have that right. We have that choice to make our own decisions and decide what the country was going to be, and how we could make the country better. That parallel between the independence of the USA and the independence of the individual is pretty much the same thing. So ask yourself, are you a codependent person or are you an independent person? If you have anything in your life that would put you in the codependent position or the codependent person, take a strong look at that and ask yourself how you can change that. What do you need to do to step out of codependency and to step into independency, or to be independent? Because independent can be rough at times, but it is far more fulfilling and far more exciting of a life if you are an independent thinker and you are independent minded and you really accept that you are it. You're the answer. You're the one that'll get it done. And you are the one that you can count on and trust the most, is you. And that's what an independent person will find within themselves. So, with that being said, I am going to wrap it up. The difference between codependency and independent. I encourage all of you out there to be an independent human being and set your course, set your plan in motion, and that commitment to yourself is something that an independent person will want to do and want to accomplish each and every day. So don't be codependent on other people. Don't let them sail your ship for you, and don't let them direct your life. It's your life. Be independent and direct it in the direction that you want it to go. So with that being said, I will wrap up. Make sure you take care of your little person, your little guy, your little gal. They need you more than you can imagine. Love them, protect them, and most of all, take care of yourself. And I'll see you next week with another video on the Black and White Life Coaching channel. I'll see you on Wednesday with a short. This Wednesday with a short, telling you what we're going to talk about next Sunday. And like, share, and subscribe. But until next week, take care of yourself and be independent. Bye for now.